Alright, we are back on sports. You know, it's good to be back. It's been a while since I've done a video. I've been sick, but it doesn't matter, right? So I guess we should get in this. I want to start off this week. There's been a lot of things to talk about. Some things got to be shuffled out the way. But I do want to talk about something that seems to be a hot-button topic when it comes to football. Or should I say, when it comes to Eagles fans. So let's talk about Desean Jackson, because it seems like a lot of you still don't get it. Desean Jackson does not care about coming back to Philadelphia. And when I say this, you have to understand, because I see a lot of people, but he wants to be back, and he loves the fan base here and all. Okay, obviously there's a lot of people who don't understand what's going on, and at this point, if you haven't been paying attention to what Desean Jackson's been saying, it's just easier to call you stupid. It really is. So, let's get into it, shall we? As we know for a while now, Desean Jackson has said, Philadelphia, come get me. Come get me. Come get me. Because as we know, his contract's up. And he wants a payday. He is going to use you Eagles fans' nostalgia and your love for him to get paid. That's what he's doing. Alright? For those who don't know, for everyone who keeps saying he'd be a great fit here in Philadelphia, regardless how you feel he would be a fit for, he does not care. He is about getting paid. Alright? I'll explain more. Now, for those who don't know, like I said before, he's been talking about how he wants Philadelphia to come get him, show me the money, blah, 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 right? However, for those who don't know, not too long ago, Desean Jackson on February 17th said he would like to stay in Washington. That's right. Mind you, this is the same Desean Jackson when he went to Washington said that the Washington Redskins fan base is better than the Eagles fan base. Let's not forget these things, okay? Now, while you can feel as though it could possibly be politically charged when he says that, or there's motives behind it, which there are motives behind it, if you're not realizing what Desean Jackson is doing right now, it's to get his dollars up. So, he wants Philadelphia and this thousand of fans, yeah, go get him. Throw him a ton of money. That's what you want to do, right? Throw him a ton of money, and then he wants to see if Washington is either going to match it or give him more to stay. That's what this comes down to, okay? So, he's trying to use the best of both worlds, just to get paid. So, if he comes back to Philadelphia, man, I always wanted to be here. I never wanted to leave. I love the fan base. Even though he said that the Washington Redskins fan base is better than the Eagles fan base, I always love the fan base. I wanted to stay here. Or, if Washington matches the Eagles' offer or greater value, all right, when it comes to money, Desean will say, well, I never wanted to leave here to begin with. Do you understand the game that he's playing? I hope that you do. Because as far as I'm concerned, this has nothing to do with Eagles fan base. It has nothing to do with the Washington Redskins fan base. He's just using you so that he can get paid. That's all it is. If you have not realized. At this point, like I said, it's almost embarrassing to watch Eagles fans on Twitter act this way. We can get them. We have a dire situation when it comes to our receivers. Yes, we do. Our receivers can't catch for shit. I agree. No one's going to deny that, all right? But here's the thing, all right? Just because Desean Jackson is out there doesn't mean that we should just go run to him due to the fact that what the game he's playing right now, all right? That's what it is. It's a bidding war, and he's going to go to the highest bidder. That's what it comes down to. And he's going to make sure that that bidding war, is quite high. He's going to make sure. We'll see if another team, slips through the cracks and maybe offers him even more money. We don't know. But for all the talk that we've seen between Eagles fans and the media, and he's being a one-trick pony and blah, 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 all that does not matter. None of that matters. The fact is, he is hoping that the Eagles throw a ton of money at him, whether he can take it or the Redskins match it, so that he can get even more money for that. That's what this comes down to. If you think it's about anything else, about city loyalty or fandom or nostalgia or anything, you're fucking crazy if you really believe that. You are. Now, let's move on, shall we? Because I said not too long ago I was going to do another bag review. That's right. And this week we're going to talk about Tatami. That's right. Tatami bag review. As you can see right here, Tatami bag review, all right? This is for jiu-jitsu, MMA, or whatever you like to talk about. Now, to show you guys what's going on at first, I'm going to show you that it has a number of compartments. It's a very small bag, to be honest. But number of compartments, as you can see. Nothing in the first compartment, but I will show you the second compartment as well. All right. Second compartment is a little bit bigger. Has my MMA gloves in it. All right. A little bit bigger. So there are times you can hold locks and keys and stuff in there. Now, of course, that's the second compartment. Now, the third compartment I want to show you is quite small. Now, the third compartment, as you see, has my gi in it. Has shin guards for kicking, for MMA. This is a very small bag. Very small bag. I didn't expect it to be that small, especially given the fact that, of course, if you go and you look at the parameters of things, the measurements, it's a little bit different. But I thought that I would be able to at least fit at least 2 gi in here. But no, 1 gi was enough. As a matter of fact, I'll put it like this. In order to fit 2 gi in here, you're probably going to have to roll up your gi. That's right, you're going to have to roll it up in order to make it fit in here. Now, that's the sad part. Now, what's the kicker to this? Why is this bag? Why did I decide to go with this bag? While it does have a small compartment, understand that it is more travel size. So, as you can see, this comes down, and it, move over here a little bit, comes down, and I can use it as an actual suitcase. It actually has wheels on it. I'll show you that it does have wheels. Okay? It has wheels on the bag. Also, has a built-in, anytime you decide to, I already have it undone, but you unzip it here and unzip it here, has a built-in backpack so you can put it on your back if you need to, okay? Now, while I feel as though this is a good sturdy bag, it is definitely a sturdy bag. It has side compartments for, water bottles and stuff like that. I felt as though it was a little on the small side. So, like I said, if you're traveling, if you're going to a tournament, an actual, jiu-jitsu tournament or something like that, you're going to need a bigger bag. Because, as you know, in jiu-jitsu tournaments, you're going to be there for 10 hours. You never know if a gi is going to rip or anything. You need to bring food and all that type of stuff when you go to your tournaments. This bag will not get the job done because it is too small. Matter of fact, if you're going to go to something like that, and for a couple extra bucks, I would suggest this bag. I would definitely go with that one I just recommended, as opposed to the Tatami bag. Also, understand that even though the bag is small, I expected the bag, because of the way it's set up like a suitcase compartment, I expected it to be deeper, if that makes any sense to anybody. You know what I mean? It could be smaller, but it can still be deep. You know what I mean? Have a lot of girth or width within it. And it actually doesn't, which is kind of shocking. Now, I got this bag for $40 at the time, but originally priced a lot higher. So I will put it like this: for $40, I can't be too bad, complain too much about it because of what you're given. But definitely, I couldn't take this travel-wise. Like light travel, understandable. Like if you're going to a tournament, which what these bags are really for, or going to to go roll at a class or something, I really, like I said, regular class, fine. Tournaments, no, not at all. I would not suggest, I would not recommend this whatsoever when it comes to that, because you have to carry so much more stuff when it comes to tournaments. For me, this bag, like I said, $40, not bad. Like I said, it originally prices for a lot higher. If you're paying anything more than $40 for that bag, I definitely would not recommend it, and I would recommend the other bag I showed you. That's just how it goes. The Tommy bag, like I said, it's nice, it's clean, it's slick, it's durable, but it just doesn't give you enough space. It doesn't. Unless you're, like I said, unless you're willing to roll up your gi and all that type of stuff, you're not going to get much out of it. You're not really. There's not really much space inside. Just to let you know. Okay? Now, let's move on, because I want to talk about more rolling. That's right. But in a different aspect. That's right. We're going to talk about wrestling. That's right. High school wrestling. We need to talk about this phase because of the fact that, for those who don't know, a transgendered boy not too long ago won an all-state, all-girls wrestling tournament. Now, I personally think that this is wrong. And I say this due to the fact that when you're deciding to transfer over your transgendered boy, mind you, you're taking the testosterone. This girl was taking the testosterone, so you can see the body mass is completely different. Looks like a boy, right? Okay. So, you shouldn't be forced, and that's what they did. They forced this person to participate in the all-girls wrestling tournament. That's right. So, it's weird because they're going by birth certificate, okay? That's what they're going by. If your birth certificate says you're a girl, that's what you want to do. Regardless, if you have, as you can see in those pictures, testosterone out the ass, you can see how big this person is. And mind you, 17-year-old boy, all right? I feel it's unfair. I really do. I feel as though this person should have clearly been wrestling with the boys. But, of course, that's not how, the state is going to run this. Now, It's very controversial at this point due to the fact that a lot of people feel as though, yeah, the girls were given a raw deal here, and this person has had an undefeated streak in wrestling for God knows how long. Now, anybody will tell you, boy or girl, if your skills are up to par, it doesn't matter who you're wrestling, right? That's what you always say, but they also make these divisions for a reason, all right? In jiu-jitsu, I've seen many of women, all right, tap out men. You know what I mean? Guys that are twice their size. Like I said, skill. It does really matter. However, in this case, as we know with wrestling, this is not catch wrestling. This is regular wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling. You have to understand that strength does play a factor. It plays a huge factor. You know what I mean? So it's a little different than any other type of jiu-jitsu or catch wrestling, or hell, even judo. So, yeah, big difference. I feel as though the state should have allowed this person, like I said before, to wrestle with the boys. And really, like I said, especially when they're on testosterone, and that's clearly an advantage. I mean, let's be honest here. If that was boy on boy, all right, wrestling, and someone took testosterone, they would say it's illegal. They would say it's PEDs, and they would be disqualified. But because the person is making a transition from girl to boy, they are allowing the testosterone to go ahead. Like I said, it's a very gray area, but I personally feel as though this definitely shouldn't have happened. All right? Now, I want to move on, because this is something that I need to talk about. The EPL. First off, let me say that it seems like Chelsea is going to take this whole thing. They're going to take it all. All right? I can't wait till March 11th due to the fact that we now find out that we don't have to wait till April to play Man U. That's right. We're going to be playing Man U in the FA Cup. And y'all know I don't really care about the FA Cup, really. I care more about the EPL. EPL or bust. But I will definitely be tuning into the FA Cup to see this matchup. Definitely. I will say as though we've seen a number of things that have happened as late. Leicester City, I don't understand if they're going to get relegated. I don't know what's going on over there. And I need to talk about this because, like I said, I could easily talk about Chelsea versus Swansea and how well they played against Swansea. But Leicester City, I don't understand what's going on. Because you fire your manager, all right, who clearly, let's be honest here, clearly did what he needed to do to win it all last year. All right? And those players, they did what they needed to do to win it all last year. They were hungry. This year, of course, when players, as you know, as things go, you win it all, players are rewarded to get bigger contracts. Some players are poached to other teams because they see the talent. But still, your core is still there for Leicester City. I don't understand how you're playing at this bad of a level. And you're the defending champions. I don't understand this. So your manager gets fired. But if you look at the way the players were playing, they were playing very uninspired. And you can't say it's like a Marino thing where he was just throwing players under the bus left and right, because that wasn't the case with Leicester City. But he was still fired. He was let go. And the players who got paid, they're still not performing. So, and now you're very close to being relegated. I don't understand this. I just don't. It's one thing to win it all and then to say, okay, we may be back down, maybe mid. You hit the mid-table. You know what I mean? If you're playing bad, you hit mid-table. But to go all the way down to the point where you've got your fans talking about you may be relegated, there's a problem. There's a huge problem. And I feel as though there's more than just blaming the manager on this one. It is. And that's been the biggest problem I've seen as of late when it comes to EPL. It's Leicester City. They made headlines last year of making a triumphant, push to win. Now you're getting ready to make headlines for having this huge fall from grace to almost being kicked out of the league, to be relegated. That is absolutely insane. That is insane. That's something I feared last year with Chelsea. And to see Leicester City fans have to go through that, that's absolutely insane. Anyways, I want to move on. There's a lot of NBA I need to talk. There's a lot of NBA talk. So we should start first with the Griffin Force flop of the week, LeBron James. Come on. You can't tell, stop. Best player in the world, huh? Best player in the world, and this is what you're doing.
This pass picked off by Jefferson. Foul by Green.
Come on, fam. Stop. Stop. Come on, man. He didn't even hit you that hard. And you going to tell me you're just going to flop, throw yourself on the ground, and bounce. He even bounced when he was on the ground. Stop. Stop. You could imagine if he was playing football. Could you imagine he was playing football? Stop, man. Come on. This is supposed to be the best player in the world right now. This is what you're doing. Come on. Look. I get that Green, he's trying to get this reputation, and now people are trying to work it against him, and they're trying to flop so that he gets called for more because he's trying to have this bad boy image. But that is a joke. That is an absolute joke. No way can LeBron James, 6'8", 6'9", 250-something pounds? That's all it took for him to throw himself on the ground? Come on, stop. No, I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not. But the NBA has looked really bad as of late, all right? And for those who know what I'm talking about, the Chicago Bulls, Chi-Town, we got to have a talk. How is your team having a 4-on-1 and y'all messed this up?
Wiggins tries to come up with the rebound. Bulls come out of there. They've got numbers, 4-on-1 break. And the Bulls turn it over on a 4-on-1. Credit Ricky for holding his ground.
He sees the jailbreak in front of him.
I don't understand. There's no need for the fake to come back and throw it back out. It's 4-on-1. Pass it straight out to him. He's not going to stop it. Even if he's reading it, he's not going to stop it. Like, come on, man. Like, the NBA overall has looked really bad as of late. It just has. I mean, the NBA All-Star Game, the weekend was just so bad. First off, usually I talk about the celebrity game. Didn't watch it this year. Didn't watch it at all. Because, why? What was the point? There's no point. Joke. All right? But, NBA Skills Challenge, you had the guards versus the bigs, and to be honest, the bigs look better than the damn guards. And that's embarrassing for guards, because that's supposed to be your bread and butter. I don't get it. 3-point contest wasn't too bad. We saw some pretty embarrassing things, like air balls when you come straight out the gate. But overall, Gordon did try to he did try to make it competitive. It was more against himself, you could tell at the end, than it was in those last 2 rounds, than it was than against his opponent. Because even when he had him beat at the end, he was still trying to knock down shots, and he still could not get that last shot. He was still upset. Even though he won, still upset. Slam dunk contest. Is even a slam dunk? It wasn't even a slam dunk contest. It was a jump over everybody contest. That's what it was. There was so much lack of originality. Everything was jump over somebody. If I'm not jumping over GJ Khaled, then I'm jumping over this person. Oh wait, I'm going to jump over 2 people. Oh wait, I'm going to jump over 3 people, put the cheerleader in. Oh wait, I can't do that one, so let me remove the cheerleader and then jump over again. Wait, let me try top that and put 3 people there and jump over them and then dunk the ball behind my back. It was the worst. It was one of the worst dunk contests I've ever seen. And I will say this. If Zach LaVine was not injured, because he's been injured for a while, he's out for the season, I believe. It was an ACL tear or something like that. If he wasn't injured, he'd have ran away with this. There was no competition. There was no originality whatsoever. You can't tell me that Gordon, and I'm almost upset at Gordon because for the display that he put on against LaVine last year in the slam dunk contest, you come out with this drone, and you're making it seem like you know what you're doing, and then you're like, wait a minute, I don't have this in the right spot. And you hand it off to the mascot, right? You hand it off to the mascot because you don't know what you're doing. You're just getting ready for the dunk. And you messed up the dunk, which is fine, first attempt. Of course, on the first attempt should be the best attempt because you'll get more scores, but of course, you don't make the first attempt, so they got to keep resetting. So you bring out this drone team comes out from Intel, and they're constantly trying to set the basketball back up with the drone to try to get up there as fast as possible, and it was just embarrassing to watch. It just was. And then finally, he got it after a number of attempts, but you also have to understand, once guys are dunking once or twice at that height and that type of complexity, they get very tired. They get very exhausted quickly. So by the time the 4th, 5th try is in, they don't have much left in the tank. They don't. So that's pretty much it. It was an embarrassing slam dunk contest, and it's quite easy to say that the previous 2 years were the best we've seen in a long time. And it's kind of sad that it really once again fell from grace this year. This year was just embarrassing. Like I don't even understand. And some of the guys you got out there. The judge dunk contest weren't even really like hardcore dunkers. you got Chris Webber out there. Like, he wasn't in a real dunk contest like that. Like, come on. What's wrong with y'all? You got Gary Payton out there. Like, it's almost like you were like George Gervin, I can understand. You know what I mean? Like, I always feel as though if you're going to have these type of dunk contests, you should have guys who at least competed in the dunk contest and know just how hard it is to do. You know what I mean? Just don't go get randoms. Okay, well, we had Shaq one year. Well, we had this. What did you get Shaq for? What'd you get Shaq for? He wasn't no damn dunk contest. You know what I mean? Like, go get people who were in, and I think that's what it is also. It's to bridge that gap from generation to generation. You know, you had Dominique Wilkins out there. Hey, you can't say anything about Nick. Dominique Wilkins put his thing down. You know what I mean? Back in the day. You know, when it comes to dunk contest. Get guys who were there, who were notables, who were in it. You know what I mean? And it seems like, I don't know if they reach out to them first and they just decline, but this is their way. This is the way it should be. You know what I mean? You get guys who know what they're doing, who know what they're talking about, who know how to judge. You got Chris Webber out there judging. What the hell he know about dunk contests? Like, come on. Stop. Like, come on. Now, I'm talking about, when I mean dunk contests, I mean on that high level of NBA dunk contest. Not street ball dunk contest. Not talking that. You know what I mean? Anybody can do that. You can get anyone to sit around and say if it's a 10 or a 9. And it's, I'll put it like this. Most of the people in the crowd that you see, they don't know what the hell they're looking at anyway. So if someone just does a dunk, ooh, don't believe me? Go watch a Sixers game. Look at the crowd. Exactly. Speaking of the Sixers, I guess we should have this talk. Now, as we know, the Sixers have had a really tough time as of late because Embiid is not on the floor, which I said would happen. I tried to tell you to limit that man's minutes. Hey, shut this man down for the season if you have to, due to the fact that you need him for next season, right? You want to make sure that he's ready for Summer League and next season. All systems go, so we don't have any problems, right? But no. Some of you stupid-ass Sixers fans, you want him to go to the All-Star game and to be in extra activities, extracurricular activities. And what happened? We found out he's got, what, a meniscus tear? His knee? That's what we found out? So he's been shut down for a while now. Yeah, been shut down for a while. But here's the thing. Apparently he was healthy enough to go to the Meek Mill concert and dance. Oh, I love this headline. You know, I don't think people who follow me on Twitter, I don't think you realize by now, but the only reason why I follow CBS Philly is because they give me so much ammo. I've been telling you time and time again about how the media is going to sit here and still plug this bullshit, right? I've been telling you this for how long? Now, the reason I say this is because if you see it, this is a must-see, shirtless Embiid dancing on stage at the Meek Mill concert. But that's not the best part about this. The best part about this bullshit article is the writer, right, who's watching this video, this shirtless Embiid video, whatever, and determines that Embiid's knee is okay. So, his knee looked okay. So, let me get it straight. This guy dances on stage, and his knee looks okay. So, are you a doctor? No? You're not a doctor? Okay. So, you're comparing him dancing on stage for a couple minutes to an entire season of basketball. Knee looks okay, though. Now, mind you, when this article came out, this is before we found out that Embiid was being sat down because of the tear in his knee. Okay? So for this, this is why I love the stupidity of CBS Philly. So when they say these type of things and the knee looks okay, and then Embiid came out himself and said, I'm not healthy. Came out afterwards, it was like a half hour afterwards, was like, I'm not healthy. And then they said, he's got a meniscus tear in his knee, he's going to be sitting down. The fuckery of the media, I keep telling you, when you're getting paid to say these things, to make it positive, this is what you get in this town. This is why people who play basketball or know basketball, it's usually, both in the same kind, you know what I mean? It's one and the other, because if you play basketball, you know basketball. This is why they don't believe the media. This is why they don't believe social media when you have all these people doing these hot takes. Nah, don't nobody give a shit about that. These stupid-ass fans who really believed that Embiid was okay, and that he should go to the All-Star game, and that he should play in extracurricular activities, and what I showed you last time, that he should be an entrant in the Royal Rumble. You've got to be kidding me. That these are the type of people who are heard more than those who know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't understand it. I don't. But there's more. Just to show you that there's more, all right? CBS Philly again. CBS Philly, all right? Mind you, not too long ago, all right, I believe they added, I believe it was the encyclopedia, right? They decided, Merriam-Webster's dictionary, decided to add Shirley Temple, that's right, and 29 other food items to the dictionary, right? So tell me, CBS Philly, why did you decide when you were writing this report to try and put a narrative and spin on it for the Sixers? Anything for clicks, right? Because it's Joel Embiid's favorite drink. What the hell does that have to do with them adding it to the dictionary? Nothing. You just wanted to throw it in there, once again, to promote the Sixers, to promote Embiid. That's all you did. That's all you ever do. I've noticed this as of late. But there's more. We need to talk about the process. We need to talk about this. Because I feel this is beautiful. This has been a beautiful week for me. I feel. So, shall we get started? All season I've been showing you the fuckery that's been going on with the Sixers and their players and how stupid the players can be, especially one, Ilyasova, right? Well, Ilyasova's been traded to the Atlanta Hawks. So, Atlanta, he's your problem now. And I noticed over the weekend, he got a rude awakening in Atlanta because he was getting dunked on something. He was getting posterized something nasty. I'm just saying, Anyways, there's more news. That's right. Now, as we know, people have wanted to trade Okafor for a while. And I've been saying, with all these pieces, with Nerlens and Okafor, Simmons and Embiid and everyone else that you were having, you need to keep them together, you need to keep them intact, and you need to see if they can all play together. Because, mind you, this is about, and people keep saying, this process is about stocking up picks and finding the guy. The guy. Let's get something straight here, because obviously you're still full of fuck, alright? In the NBA, you can't just win with the guy. If you don't believe me, who's the guy right now? LeBron James? What happened with LeBron when he was the guy? Oh, that's right. He skipped Cleveland to go to Miami to go find people that he could play with to win. Then came back to Cleveland to try and get more pieces. And even till today, he's still asking for, every time they lose, we need more playmakers. So even if you have the guy, you still need a solid team. Bottom line, you just can't have one guy and expect him to do it all. Okay? Now, with that said, with your search for the guy, and not realizing just ignoring the rest of your team, because that's what the fuck is going on right now with the Sixers, alright? We've talked about how you need a point guard, right? And all you wannabe believers, because it goes to show me, alright, that you've believed so much in the system, in the front office, when you know the front office is full of shit, and the media on what they tell you to believe in, then now you're walking in circles. You're running in circles, chasing your own tail. When we had Jrue Holiday, right? We got rid of him, right? And you guys said, oh no, it's okay. We need to get rid of Jrue Holiday, right? Okay. Anyone know why we got rid of Jrue Holiday? Who we get for it? I'm not going to say. I'll let you think about that. All right? But let's keep it going. Then we got Michael Carter-Williams. And his rookie of the year. And everyone was, yeah, this is who we're supposed to have. And, Jrue Holiday's a thing of the past. We don't need him. And then we got rid of Michael Carter-Williams. And when I said, hey, look, you got rid of Jrue Holiday, you got rid of Michael Carter-Williams, what's going on here? You need a point guard. And you guys are like, don't worry. The process, we stocking the picks. We gonna get a point guard in the draft, fam. And then we saw big after big after big after big. And you're just like, okay. And people was like, it's okay. Because we got bigs, fam. We can do this. We're going to be big. We're going to be athletic. We're going to look like giants on the court. We can do this. Okay. Because you got an excuse for everything. Now, we're seeing trade Okafor. We got too many bigs. We need point guards. We need shooters. We need... Wait a minute, fam. You were supposed to be happy with all these bigs, right? You're supposed to be happy. I mean, think about it. Michael Carter-Williams was the guy. Then he's gone. Then Nerlens came in. Oh, he's the poster boy. Nerlens is the poster boy. Then Okafor came in last season. Oh, he's the new poster boy. He gonna be the poster boy, fam. This year, Embiid the poster boy. He the poster boy, fam. We don't need Okafor anymore. Next season, Simmons gonna be the poster boy. The reason I bring this up is because for those who don't know, okay, and the link will be in the info bar, the Sixers, mind you, at one point, were looking for free agency for Jrue Holiday. That's right, the same Jrue Holiday we gave away. Yes! They were talking about getting him in free agency. But then when they felt as though they could get rid of Okafor, they can get Jrue Holiday for him. Yes, they tried to trade for him. The link will be in the info bar. Yeah! What happened? What happened, people? It didn't work. And we saw reports of people saying that no team wants to take a gamble on on Okafor, and the Sixers are trying to remind them, look, do you remember just when we drafted him, how high we drafted him? And teams was like, nah, fam, we're not falling for it. Within all of this, we just saw not too long ago, Noel has been traded. That's right, he's gone. And everyone is upset, and I tried to tell you that this was going to happen. Now, did I want to see Nerlens gone? No, I felt he was very complimentary out there. I really felt he was. I didn't want to see him going. But we saw the problems with the front office with him. And with my fact, it's not even the front office. It was Brett Brown. Because remember, he's the one who said Nerlens Noel's not going to be in the regular rotation of the Sixers. Mind you, when he came back off injury. Mind you, this was your poster boy before. Now you're sitting here saying that he's not going to be part of the rotation. And what happened? We saw Nerlens talk to the media. We saw Sixers fans rally behind Nerlens Noel because he deserves a shot. And Nerlens went out there and he performed this entire time. Mind you, at the time, remember, he asked for a trade. He asked for a trade because of the way he was being treated. Are we supposed to forget that? I guess so. So now Nerlens is gone. Yeah, he's gone. Very ill-advised move from Philadelphia. And of course Embiid is like, trust the process. And it's funny because when Embiid used to say this before, trust the process, people were like, yeah, trust the process, we here. It's funny what I've seen on Twitter because Embiid was like, trust the process. And people was like, hey, yo, fuck you. So it seems to be wearing on Sixers fans just a little thin right now. Just saying. But it is interesting that we have seen this as of late with the Sixers and their front office. And like I said, again, their front office, horrible. Horrible. Their front office before was horrible. And I don't know how many times I keep bringing this up because you keep trying to praise fucking Sam Hinkie. It seems like people have, when they praise Sam Hinkie, they only look at draft picks. They don't look at the overall scope of what a GM is supposed to do. And the responsibilities that he ignored. I mean, let's be honest here. Brett Brown is a bad coach. He's a bad coach. But when he was starting, when Okafor was punching people in the street, that was something that Sam Hinkie was supposed to take care of. Instead, Sam Hinkie ducked out and made Brett Brown handle that when he wasn't supposed to. Sam Hinkie had to apologize for that. Not to mention, Sam Hinkie ruffled a lot of feathers when it came to agents. He just treated them the wrong way, which is why agents wouldn't send their best players here to Philadelphia. Do you not remember this? No one remembers this? There is a number of factors that Sam Hinkie, what he did, was wrong as a GM. And it seems like nobody wants to remember that. As long as we can coin a term, a phrase, trust the process, sheep will just fall into that and think that he knows what he was doing. Where has the process got us so far? We're almost a half a decade in. We've won about, 20-something plus games now? And people think that because we've lost so bad, 20 plus games, that's an improvement, that's great. It's still not great. That's still not great. You understand that, right? It seems like people aren't looking at reality. And the reality of things is this team is really bad. Now, granted, what's going on as of late we've seen? Yes, they put together some wins without Embiid. They had no choice. This is what they get paid to do. But you have to understand, you got rid of Flash Thompson, who, mind you, remember, he was supposed to be our premier shooter. Gone. All right? Ilya Silva, gone. Remember that one guy was like, Ilya Silva's going to be our guy. Henderson is our guy. Do you really believe that Henderson is going to be here next season? Okay. Do you really believe that he's the vet leader? What did he have, like 8 points the other night? And that was like his season high, I think, or something like that? 8, 10 points? Look, he is not a vet leader. He's not a leader. All right? He's just a guy out there trying to play. That's what he's doing, and doing it badly. All right? I don't understand where these fans are getting this from. I understand that a lot of people want to believe. I understand that a lot of people want to trust the front office. But this front office I've said for how many seasons, this front office don't know what the fuck they're doing. At this point, it's musical chairs. The process fell apart years ago, if you haven't realized. Once Hinkie said to everyone, all these motherfuckers are expendable, and if we can get something good for them, we're going to get rid of them. But he couldn't get anything for them. Mind you, he did try to trade Embiid before Embiid played. But he couldn't get anything for him because he had no value. No team wanted to take a gamble. This team has a lot of work to do. A lot. If you think that next season we can go in with those two bum-ass guards in McConnell and Rodriguez, all right, we're going to keep Covington as streaky as the fuck he is, okay. Unless you're going to put him on the bench. There's a lot that needs to be worked. Sarek hasn't really worked out. If you haven't realized. I know some of you say, but look at the way he's playing as a lady. Oh my God. You do realize that he wasn't getting that much playing time due to the fact that Ilya Silva, right? You understand it because Ilya Silva was traded. Now Sarek is getting more time. You understand it, right? Which means throughout the season, hasn't done much. And now people want to look at him and say, well, he should be a candidate for Rookie of the Year. Are you fucking serious? Stop fucking with me. Stop fucking with me. If there's anyone on the Sixers who's going to get a candidate for Rookie of the Year, it's Embiid. It's his first year. Granted, he didn't play the whole year because he's hurt. But it's his first year. And he has a hell of a lot more impact on this team. And when you look at his rebound percentages, you look at his field goal percentages, overall, you look at the stuff. You stack up Embiid to Sarek, you tell me which one you're going to take. I'm taking Embiid. So I don't want to hear it. At this point, the Sixers have a lot of work to do. They really need a serious bench. They have no bench at all. That is a very big concern. That is something that's going to have to be dealt with on the offseason. I put it like this. Sit Embiid out there. I know they're talking about trying to bring him back to play because, for those who don't know, Brian Colangelo has made it known that players come back. That's right. They come back depending on the ticket sales of you fans. Business, business, business. See, at this point with the Sixers, it's not about winning games. All right? It's not about putting a quality product on the floor. If you're not paying to see it, they're not going to make him go out there and play. That's simple. And it is a factor. I understand it from a business standpoint. But this is one thing that could have been easily dealt with from the GM standpoint point of view, the front office, on how to bring people in to generate more revenue. But they didn't go about the right way, did they? No. I talked about on Twitter exactly how to do it. Like I said, this shit it's child's play. They don't know what they're doing because they don't have enough community outreach. You want to get the trust of the fans, you're going to have to go down them neighborhoods, you're going to talk to them. But you don't want to do that. You think that if you put enough money in the halftime shows, that matters. And if anyone hasn't seen these lame-ass halftime shows, Jesus Christ, I would suggest anybody to try and catch a stream of someone who has NBA League Pass and look at the halftime shows because they show you everything on the League Pass. All right, you don't really get the commercials that you see on CSN and all that type of stuff. Watch the League Pass. They'll show you during the intermission what they're doing, all the little intermission shows. They'll show you the halftime shows. They'll show you the cheerleaders dancing, all the dance squads and all that type of stuff. NBA League Pass is 10 times better than the shit that you see on CSN. But, hey, he admits, if attendance isn't there, you're not going to see people. That's pretty sad. As far as I'm concerned, this front office has a lot of work. And I understand that this front office is somewhat, now that they got rid of Hinkie and they brought Colangelo, is a little bit better, but that's not saying much. It's not. And fans don't see the difference. They think because, okay, well, it's a step better than what we had, that doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make you give them a free pass. There's a lot of fucking work to be done when it comes to quality. It's amazing because a lot of these people who are fans are somewhat businessmen. You see these people sitting in the stands or sitting in the front row, and you can tell they're high rollers, and you know what I mean? You would know from a business standpoint that this isn't quality assurance. But let's just be entertained and ooh and ah and wow and oh, look at the lights. Are you fucking serious? Like I said, people who play basketball, we're not as impressed. We're not. Takes more than this. But leave it to the Sixers and these fans. Now I've noticed, I've seen a number of hipsters just sitting in the stands. I don't know where the hell they came from out of nowhere. I don't know where they came from. All of a sudden hipsters like basketball. I don't get it. But, yeah, it's really weird to watch. But, I don't know where the Sixers organization, decides to go. Like, where are you planning on going with this? Seriously. Like, this is, unless people know that Embiid's in the lineup, they're not going to show up. And if you're telling people, hey, if you don't show up, we're not going to play Embiid, kind of a stalemate. You have to understand, in order for people to come to the game, you have to put out a quality product. You have to invest in order to be successful. The Sixers have a lot of work to do. A lot. I'm just, like, seriously, I could clean this shit up real quick, but it doesn't matter what I think, right? I'm just a guy sitting on the chair. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you, if someone on TV in a suit said the same shit, oh, praise the God. Anyways, I'm done for the day. Sixers are embarrassing. Front office is embarrassing. The fans at this point for buying into this bullshit, this bait, is embarrassing as shit. I'm more upset the fans buying into it than anything else. Doesn't matter though. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. Next week we back. I'm out.